Fick Landscape Supplies. Keep your home or business safe this winter with the largest selection of bulk and bag salts. Pick up or delivery, and we're on call when you need us. Fick has seasoned firewood, too. With 2 locations, find us at ficklandscapesupplies.com. Like us on Facebook. What started as a routine school day at Kersley High School yesterday shifted quickly when thick smoke suddenly began billowing into the air, and somebody reported hearing an explosion as well. Firefighters had to quickly knock down the flames. Nobody was injured. Students were dismissed early for the day. Reports say that fire was touched off by a gas generator. Search continuing for a hit-and-run driver while the female victim continues to fight for her life. Multiple reports say that victim was struck at around 6 Wednesday evening along Corunna Road near Attica Street in Flint Township. Vehicle involved sped off and remains at large. It is described as a dark-colored Ford Explorer from somewhere between the 2K11 and 15 model years, likely with a damaged front grille. Call 911 if you happen to have any information on that. Wildfires that are tearing through Los Angeles County have raised neighborhoods across the area, leaving behind a trail of destruction and death. At least 10 fire-related deaths have now been reported. A brief drop in the winds helped firefighters fight the spread of the Eaton fire. However, as of late last night, that fire and the Palisades fire remained 0% contained. Notre Dame, a winner over Penn State last night, 27-24 in the college football playoff semifinal. Fighting Irish going to face the winner of tonight's matchup between Ohio State and Texas for the championship on January the 20th. College hoops, Michigan State crushes Washington 88-54. Pistons lost to the Warriors 107-104 last night. The Wings take on the Blackhawks tonight at Little Caesars Arena at 7 o'clock. Firebirds will be facing the Guelph Storm at 7. That's at the Dort Financial Center, while the Spirit are on the road. They lost to Niagara 7-2 last night. Tonight they're in Erie. And to cap this one off, Florida Republican Senator Rick Scott is reintroducing legislation to make daylight saving time year-round, which would prevent the clocks from being set back for the fall and winter months. Once the clocks were moved forward, they would stay there permanently, meaning sunrise and sunset would arrive later in the day. That's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. We have a winter weather advisory posted from 1 p.m. today until 1 a.m. tomorrow. Forecast calling for snow later today, starting during the midday hours and resulting in some accumulation. Temperatures expected to make it to around 26, with southerly winds at 6 to 10 that'll gust to about 20 miles an hour. Snow continues into the nighttime hours as temps remain steady, settling at around 24 overnight. Then we're to expect some sunshine tomorrow mixed with the clouds and highs near 30. Sunday, cloudy, afternoon snow possible. 29 for the top-off temp. Right now, it's feeling like -7. It is 19 right now in Flint. In Saginaw, 20.
Well, Jameer Gibbs of the Detroit Lions has ended his breakout year with the Offensive Player of the Week honors for last week.
Yay! Congratulations!
It's just keep on coming for the Lions, man. I'm telling you, one after the other. 103.9 The Fox.
Hi. Morning. Welcome to Friday. We've managed to make it through a first 5-day work week of the new year. And we're ready to go with our extended version of our get-together here in the Hal Hole in Flint, Michigan, USA, the home of the formerly crappy water with the Hal Razors. I'm Hal, sitting here as the ring leader and ring master of the day, which will include not only Johnny and Steph chatting with us in a bit, but it will also be getting into the food fight and the Friday morning primal scream, and I've got some other things to talk about, and you, I'm sure, have some things to talk about. We got a Smile Source to check out and all that kind of thing between now and maybe about 8:45 here on this 10th day of January. How y'all doing? Morning, Chris. Happy Friday. It is Chris in New Mexico reporting live and local there. Tina's here from New Jersey. Good morning, Tina. Dale's here from New Arizona. Good morning to Dale. So here we go with the 10th of January already. And that puts us down to 68 days until spring. It's getting there. We're getting closer. And it is going to be a cold thing. This polar vortex thing is going to hang around for a bit here in Michigan. It's going to stay cold and maybe get some snow this afternoon and evening. We will probably get I really kind of hesitate to say the amount of inches because there's so many factors that go in that's never an accurate prediction. Just to say there will be some accumulation here. An inch, maybe 2, 3, anywhere, somewhere in there. It's just, we'll be shoveling some snow between now and tomorrow morning is what it appears. And that's going to start later on, probably by the noon hour or so and into the afternoon and the evening. So the people that are coming home from work are going to feel it more so than the people that are heading in this morning. No problem at all other than the fact that it was cold going in this morning. It's 19 right now, and it was about 16, 17 when I first got down here this morning at about 4:15. So I don't know. What's it like in your neighborhood? What's it like in your backyard? Let's get a weather around the world report here since we haven't done that in a while. What are you guys looking at right now where you're looking and sitting in? Anybody getting any snow? Anybody getting any rain? Anybody getting any problem with the weather at this point? This is one of those days where it's going to probably be a trick getting Jacko out there later today because he does not like particularly rain. He's fine with the snow. He doesn't like it snowing on him, but he's fine walking in it. We found that out. I can never figure him out. He's got so many goofy things going on in his head. It's nuts. One thing is he just does not like rain. He doesn't like to be out in the rain at all. I have to really almost drag him out into that. So far, everybody's on YouTube that we're looking at. It's 24, going to be 31 in New Jersey today, reports Tina on YouTube. And everybody right now is there, even though we're simul-streaming, as we do on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We have YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch going right now on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then on TikTok, Tuesdays, Instagram, Thursdays. This whole TikTok thing, we're going to be watching today because the Supreme Court's going to start hearing arguments about whether or not that should go away. So that'll be fun. Now joining us is, and I knew you would be here, she's on Twitch, that's Boss Lady. She's here because Notre Dame won last night. They beat Penn State in the college football semifinal. Big Fighting Irish fan. Roy is now holding up the Facebook end of the bargain because he's here. Good morning, Roy. Cold, light snow, lots of that stuff, too. Easy to pick up. You know what, Roy? You're absolutely right about that. That's one of the things that's, if you're going to talk about any positive having to do with snowfall and having snow in the region, that does make it very easy for that. Pickup duty when you got the dog outside. It's very easy. Just grab that along with the snow, and you're in good shape. You don't have to worry about it in the grass and then, kind of cover. I don't have to talk about that other than the fact that it's just easier to do when it's in snow. Let's see if Johnny and Steph have anything to say. I doubt it. Nope, they don't. They don't. They're just going to play another song. A little bit of snow. And Boss Lady loves it. This is in Alabama where snow is not necessarily a regular thing. And we have some of our Alabamians, or whatever they call, what do they call them over there in Boston? I think I've asked you this in the past. What do they call people from Alabama? Some people here, we're in this debate over whether it's Michiganders or Michiganians. What about Alabama? I don't know what they are. Joe Wall sang about that, Roy says. About what? In the snow? Boy, I'm not familiar with that song, if that's the case. Just enough for you to enjoy it. Okay. Sounds good. Poopsicle. Linda says poopsicles. Yeah. Linda's on YouTube, by the way. Yes, for the dog. Yes, absolutely, Roy. No, it's and I tell you what, every single day that we go out, which is the only reason that that I have to accompany Jacko. Most people who have dogs just simply let them out the backyard and then wait for them to come back in. I'm one of those who has this highfalutin dog who won't do anything unless I go out with him and drive him somewhere. Not on the road, not in the yard. It's got to be somewhere up like in Birch Run, up by the mall. That's where he's going to go. He's not doing anything on the road, and he's not doing anything at home. He's going to have to be out there, foreign territory. And then I have to go out there with sometimes 2 and 3 bags waiting for him. Nuts, but that's the way it goes. All right, the weather report now from Arizona, where Dale hangs out, is that it's going to be about 38 today and down to 13 tonight. Boy, that's just Arizona. I just don't associate with anywhere being that cold, especially after we hear from Hot Jim and all of those temperatures that we watched you guys bake through in the summertime. He does not like to use the washroom on his property. That's true, and that's Canada Dan who's saying that. Made that analysis on Twitch. You know, because of the fact that there's absolutely no known history on this dog, that could be one of the things that was a problem for him in his previous ownership, is that somebody did not like the fact that he would be in the yard leaving everything out there, and maybe he got in some major trouble for that. I don't know. One thing I do know is that after he's done with his bathroom break, he runs as far away from it as he can get, and I have to grab him real hard and tell him to stop, because sometimes he'll go out in the street. We're walking around up in the mall area, and sometimes over by the curb. He picks his spot, and believe me, that is a major analysis regimen that he goes through to decide where he's supposed to go. I mean, he takes so many factors into account in his head as he's going around. He'll sniff here. No, that's not right. Sniff here. No, that's not right. He'll go over here. No, definitely not. Here, yeah, okay, maybe. No. And we got to, that whole morning is like that. And then sometimes if he's that close to the curb and then all of a sudden he's over with, then he runs out into the street. I got him on a leash, but he still goes out into the street. And he doesn't care if a car is coming. And I got to pull him back in, and he's not wanting me to pull him back in because he's getting too close to that stuff he just left there. And that freaks him out. So again, previous life, stuff happened, and I don't know what, and I'll never know, but I'm trying to break him of whatever the hell it is. And it's possible that they did rub his nose in. That is very possible, Boss Lady. I've certainly considered that. But, geez, it drives me nuts when he does that, because I know that if he goes near the curb anywhere, not just up there, but if he goes near the curb anywhere, the first thing he's going to do after that is jump out into the street. So I got to be real careful with that. While we're taking care of sometimes one, sometimes two, sometimes three bags full. Jeez. Or regimen. Yes, the regimen. Back to the air. Here's Johnny and Steph.
No, you are on the air. If you want to be off the air, just tell me so, and I'll put you on hold. We'll be right with you. Hold on. It is 7:13 here on the Foxhole Morning Show. 13 minutes after the top of the hour. Johnny and Steph in the house on a Friday Funnies edition, which means coming up, we got chances for you to win with Steph here in just a couple of minutes. Also, Hal correctly identifying that the most popular sports city in the nation right now is Detroit. We'll explain that coming up here with Hal in just a moment when he comes in for some vehicle city traffic for you in just a little bit.
The Foxhole Morning Show. Johnny Burke and Steph coming up.
All right, so we've got that coming up just around the corner. And, of course, at the bottom of the hour, porn star weatherman with Steph, your chance to win, followed by Steph's Fox Flashback, yet another chance to pick up on some prizes.
And this hour is the service of Michigan Lumber Company. Come see our display of woodwork cabinets and then call the kitchen professional, Steve Brown, today for all of those details, or see them at MichiganLumber.com and follow Michigan Lumber on Facebook.
Get ready to rock. Saturday, January 20th.
Like and subscribe to us if you're on YouTube. I'm losing followers. I'm saying things that are offending people, even more so than Johnny has done over the years, because I'm losing five. Lost another one on Twitch since the last time we were here. So, hey, you know what? We got to boost up our roster. We got to do that. Maybe one way to do it is to show you a shot of ginger. Let's do that. Okay? There you go. And George might help too. I don't know, for some. There's that. Now let's get to the traffic, and then and find out whatever Johnny's going to talk about. I think I do know what he's going to talk about when it comes to the fact that Detroit has suddenly become a sports city once again. For a long time, it was the doormat. There was a time several years ago, not too many ago, when every single one of the four Detroit teams were in last place in their league. Every one of them. Those days are done. Those days are done. Here comes Matthew. Good morning, Matthew, who's on Facebook, saying there's no way you help. There's no way you can lose followers. What would you say that would upset people? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, Matthew. Sometimes I don't even remember some of the stuff that's come out of my mouth during the course of a day. We've gotten flagged a couple times on TikTok. We got a crash now on eastbound 69 just before Center Road. That's going to be a slow-go spot for some of you. And we also, in the city of Burton, are looking at a crash just on Atherton Road, just a little east of Genesee Road. No other problem spots to tell you about. And, of course, throughout the day, if you need vehicle city traffic info, you check out ClassicFox.com/traffic, and it's going to be there. And as you're heading in from here to there, let us know about any crash or unusual delay you run across at 810-230-WRSR. That is 810-230-9777. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
Hey, Hal, Hal yesterday correctly identifying, of course, that we are now the hottest hottest sports city in the country. When was the last time that happened?
Probably never.
Yeah, so because of not only the Lions, but you've got the surging Red Wings and the Pistons, and frankly, the Tigers at the end of the year last year weren't all that bad either, right now?
They just signed Tarek Skubal, who was the Cy Young winner in the American League, to a $10 million extension, so that's going to help. And last night when the Pistons lost to the Warriors 107-104, that was the first time this calendar year that either the Lions, Red Wings, or Pistons had lost a game.
Wow, isn't that crazy? I mean, what a difference a few years makes. This is just insane. Now, the bottom 10 in the NFL really sucked this year, Hal.
Oh,
Are you going to put your team in there?
It's going to be, yes. The worst 10 teams averaged just 4.1 wins this season, which is by far the fewest of the 17-game era. In fact, the wonky COVID season, when teams played 16 games, was the only year since 2008 during which the bottom 10 averaged fewer wins. The Bears were 5-12, the Saints were 5-12, the Panthers 5-12, Jets 5-12, Raiders 4-13, Jaguars 4-13, Patriots 4-13, Giants 3-14, and let me see here. The Cleveland Browns are also 3-14, as are the Titans, by the way.
Ain't no middle class this year.
No kidding. It's crazy. In the last 3 seasons, 3 teams in the bottom 10 won 7 games. This year, no teams in the bottom 10 won more than 5. They suck out there.
Yeah. And you know, the New England Patriots took some major heat for winning their last game of the season here last weekend.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because everybody wanted them to throw the game so that they get the number 1 draft pick.
Which you can't. How can you do that? As a coach or a player?
Or even as a quarterback. The guy who played was Joe Milton, who was a former Michigan quarterback. And he said, you want me, I haven't played since the preseason. You want me to go out there and throw the game?
Yeah. It's crazy. As a player, I couldn't see myself doing that.
Yeah.
A record 15 teams won at least 10 games this season. That's crazy, too. And by the way, the Washington Commanders, who are in the playoffs now, haven't won a playoff game since 2005. That is the 3rd longest drought in the NFL. Coincidentally, that win came against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who they play this weekend.
That's 20 years and 1 nickname ago.
Yeah, what was the different name then? Yeah, it was the Redskins. I will say it. It's history, right? So we can say it.
Yeah.
But name the 2 starting quarterbacks in that game. I was wondering if you, being the trivia nut that you are and so good at this stuff, they were both lefties, by the way. They didn't. The last playoff game the Commanders won was in 2005, and it was against the Buccaneers. The 2 quarterbacks were Mark Brunell and Chris Sims.
Yes.
Nobody remembers either of them.
Yes.
I don't think there's a single one that any of us remember, is it? No? Nobody? Okay, good.
Chris is Phil's son, I believe.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go. Phil Sims' kid. All right, here's Red Hot Chili Peppers on 103.9 The Fox.
So, there's your sports talk. Go sports! And here's Rapsuka. Good afternoon, Finland. Have you managed to sleep off your 4 fireballs that you had yesterday in the Hal Hole Saloon? Linda's showing out for lefties right now. That must mean you are one if you're going all caps on lefties. Let me give you a look at your smile source for the day. Let's go to the 365 Dogs calendar. Okay, Rapsuka's all set. He didn't get in trouble with all his fireballs. I'm telling you, when you start throwing 3 and 4 down, I wondered if you're going to be able to get home yesterday after that. Let me show you one of these cool dogs that are Welsh Corgis, these Pembroke Welsh Corgis. These things are cool. And this particular one lives in Golden Valley, Minnesota. I want you to take a look at and smile at Spumoni. This is Spumoni. That's your smile source for the day. Welsh Corgi. Yeah, there you go. All right? There you go. Cutie. Adorable. Absolutely. Just like every dog is. Just like every dog is. Every dog has his day, and I'm still waiting for Jacko to have his on this. I'm still hopeful. We went through all of last year, didn't see him. I put his story and his photo into these people a year and a half ago, hoping that he'd get in, and I'm still hoping, and I've got a lot of hope now because there's a lot of pages still to go. So, look, oh my gosh, look who's here. Jerry Noble. Welcome in, Jerry Noble. One of my good friends and radio pals for a long time. He's on Facebook for those who don't see him, and there's a lot of you who won't because you're on YouTube or Twitch. There's the word, Spumoni. You're going to go with that. That's a name right now, but you could use that as a regular word if you want to. Mark Brunell is the Lions quarterback coach. You know what? You're right. I forgot about that. You know, there's been so much attention being given to the other assistant coaches that they have, particularly because two of them are getting interviews from everybody this weekend. They're spending their entire day, and the Lions don't play till next week, but that doesn't mean that they're not busy. Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator, and Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator, are spending pretty much all day today on Zoom calls with teams that want to hire, perhaps, their services. Both of them, the Bears have been looking at, and both have at least 3, maybe 4 interviews scheduled for today, and people are so focused on that you forget about some of the other assistant coaches or other people in the organization, like Chris Spielman, who is an all-time Lions great. He's kind of a behind-the-scenes, all-purpose guy. He's an assistant to the president of the team, and he's had his finger in like every part of that pie that is the Lions now. And now the Jets want him to interview to be their general manager, perhaps. So there's still that to consider.
The Fox.
So, okay. Linda loves the name. Rob Suka is saying, Chris, what you send. Check your email, says Chris. We'll have to do that a little bit later on. Once again, for those of you who are just tuning in for the very first time to this little live stream that some people are offended by, apparently, because we've lost a couple of followers, one on YouTube, one on Twitch, just in the last 2 days. So we're on a hot streak. Let's find out if we can tick somebody else off today. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We got triple chance to do that. TikTok Tuesdays. We're going to wait and see what the future of that holds after the Supreme Court starts listening to stuff today. Instagram on Thursdays. There you go. Spumoni Baloney, says Dale. Okay, that sounds like be a rock band. Spumoni Baloney. That could be a pop rock act. Okay, we're done with the Christmas season. The question is, how many of you have your Christmas decorations down? How many of you have your Christmas lights from outside down, if you put some out? How many of you have taken your Christmas tree down, if you had one up? And you can look over here and know for sure that it ain't happened here and ain't gonna. The 365, 24/7 calendar tree stays up. Okay? And then after you have a Christmas tree, let's say you have a real one, because we have obviously a fake one here. That thing's been up for 5 years now, or more. What decorations, says Boss Lady? You don't go for that. You're one of those who's like, if Sweendog joins us later from Massachusetts, he's kind of like the group's Grinch. Don't tell me that you're going to be one too. Matthew took last year's down in July. See, you wait until July. Attaboy, way to go. So you didn't even put it up this year. I don't understand why people just don't leave them up. If you don't want to turn them on, that's fine, but it's not hurting anybody if you do. Hold on. Okay. A traffic update coming in. The question is, if you have a tree, real one, and then you take it down, what do you do with it? Do you just toss it to the curb? Or do you try to do something else with it, like eat it?
Coming up, we're going to play Porn Star Weatherman. Hopefully that'll take your mind off the weather that's coming our way. This afternoon, we'll probably see an inch, and by the time it ends tonight, maybe 4 inches. Winter weather advisory from 1 o'clock this afternoon to 1 o'clock in the morning. Snow ending overnight. High today under breezy conditions, 26 degrees down to 24 tonight. Partly sunny tomorrow. For your Saturday, it'll be 30 degrees. We got a chance for some afternoon snow, about a 40% chance on Sunday. Otherwise, a little breezy and 29 then. Currently, 15 degrees at 103.9 The Fox.
Belgium's Food Safety Agency has been issuing a warning to residents to not turn their Christmas trees into food after a city's recycling recommendations included using the needles in recipes. The Federal Agency for the Safety of the Food Chain, that's the name of this agency in Belgium, made the statement in response to the city of Ghent recommending cooking with conifer needles in its list of ways to recycle Christmas trees. It says in Scandinavia, they have been doing it for a long time, picking the needles from the branches, briefly immersing them in boiling water, pouring them through a sieve, and drying them on a clean cloth. This according to Ghent's website. Once the needles are dry, you can make delicious spruce needle butter with them for bread or toast. The FASFC is responding by warning residents that Christmas trees are not meant to end up in the food chain. The agency explained that trees grown for Christmas decorations are most often treated with pesticides and other potentially dangerous chemicals. And what's more, there is no easy way for consumers to tell if Christmas trees have been treated with flame retardant. Linda recommends mulch as the way to go. Boss Lady on Facebook, on Twitch says, not sure if you still have my email, would like to show you our snow. Like I said, it isn't much, just enough to make you happy. Well, if you don't have our email, for those who still need a refresher on that, this is it. That's the email address. If you have anything that you need to communicate with me about, including sending me a picture of your dog or your cat or your armadillo or your koala bear, I would love to see it so that we can put it up there on our Hal Razor's Pet Parade Pet of the Day. And if you have anything else to communicate to me, like a complaint about things that are going to force you to leave our live stream, if I don't quit saying them, you can do that too. In fact, Tina says that mulch is the thing over there in Jersey Town where they recycle those Christmas trees for mulch. So there's a way to go. They have a day and then they get them. I'm not seeing nearly as many, so far, real trees tossed out to the curb as I used to. More and more people have tended to transition to the fake tree look because fake trees look pretty good these days and pretty real. But there's still something about a real tree that you feel it. You feel it. You can get the aroma of it. Takes a little bit to try to make sure that it lasts a while. People have their own little individual tricks to do that, but not seeing as many on the curb. I think I've only seen 3 so far, and we're already 16 days past Christmas.
At 810-230-9777, you get to play the game, win it, and get yourself a Jester's dinner for 2 from Jester's at 103.9 The Fox. 810-230-9777. The numbers to call, or the number to call, I should say, if you want to play Porn Star or Weatherman. As soon as I get the phone fixed up here, we'll be ready to play. You're caller number 1. Sorry, you are caller number 2. So sorry. You are the third caller. You get to play the game. Who is this? It's Rick. Where are you calling from, Rick? From Flint. Slick Rick from Flint is going to be playing. Slick Rick sounds like a porn star name, doesn't it?
It does, kind of.
All right, Rick, you hold the line, and we're going to be playing that game coming up next. Do you think you know your porn pretty well?
I don't know. We'll see.
Find out. Let's find out coming up next year on the Fox.
The Foxhole Morning Show. Johnny Burke and Steph on the way.
All right, after that, we've got Steph's Fox Flashback, so 2 chances to win in a row here, and Porn Star Weatherman is next.
And it's a service of Michigan Lumber Company. Come see their display of woodwork cabinets and then call the kitchen professional, Steve Brown, today for all of those details. Or see them at MichiganLumber.com and follow Michigan Lumber on Facebook.
Put your luck to the test with Lucky Draw.
All right, the Thelma and Louise team, Thelma, says the last one was $100 and then we threw it out. You paid $100 for a tree and then tossed it. I mean, you have to toss a tree at some point, but it just seems like a lot of money to not have it for very long. Pine Forest is scary, Rob Suka says. Pine Forest is scary in Finland, really? And you have a $79 million Euro jackpot. All right. We got a 240, I think it's more than that, 200 and some odd million jackpot for Powerball tomorrow. Remember Yule Gibbons? He ate pine trees. I do remember that. Yes, Yule Gibbons. I do remember that. Wasn't he the guy that did the Grape Nuts commercials? Because I like Grape Nuts, I'll tell you what. That's another one of those cereals. There's several. All of a sudden, as I get older, the more I like cereal. It was okay when I was a kid, and then I went for years without ever eating it. Now I'm eating cereal all the damn time. Don't remember what he did commercials for. I always thought it was Grape Nuts.
Want year-round peace of mind? Our maintenance plans start at just $6 a month, offering priority.
It's like you get people that
repair discounts and more.
inspire you to eat a certain food or drink a certain brand of milk, which was a thing when I was a kid. There were various clowns that were advertising various brands of milk.
Because everyone deserves a safe and comfortable home. Hi, welcome to our grand reopening.
What's so great? Looks like the
Popeye was the one who got me to eat spinach.
We're not the same club, Kino.
And by the way, anybody in the world can make Popeye anything from a slasher to a porn star these days, because now his image and his likeness and his character are in the public domain, because the trademark on that ran out last week. So anybody can do anything with him. And so there's producers that are thinking of getting at least three that I'd heard of, horror movies being made featuring Popeye. Let's see what that turns into when we get going here. I tell you what. Now here's John Vance. Your podcast partner in crime has been with us on Facebook, and now John is joining us from the John Vance Band. Granddaughter, Dakota, and he are getting this around for school. And yes, it is Friday. It is. Tina's gone back to oatmeal. Boss lady, yucky. What's yucky? Mundy Township, a slow spot because of a crash that has just been reported. The 6200 block of Grand Blanc Road is where we're going to find out. Looking westbound 69 at Hammerberg Road at the exit ramp. This is going to be a little bit past the exit ramp. Large wooden pallets in the roadway. And in Atlas Township, we have a crash reported on State Road north of Hills Lane Drive. Anytime that you're looking for traffic info, Vehicle City traffic information is at classicfox.com/traffic, right there for you to check out. And on your way in, if you spot a crash or unusual slowdown, let us know at 810-230-WRSR. That's 810-230-9777. Be a traffic hipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
It's time to play Porn Star or Weatherman
Ooh, nicely done over there, Mr. Burke.
with Steph Barber and Slick Rick from Flint. He's not a porn star. If he were, his name would be Thick Rick from Flint. You ready to play?
Wow!
You ready to play, Slick?
Yep.
All right. The way the game works is I ask Steph the questions. In other words, I give her the name of an entertainer, and you have to decide whether or not that is a porn star weatherman after Steph makes her guess. Either agree with her or disagree with her. If she fools you 3 times before you get it right 3 times, you're out. So try hard here, Slick Rick. Here we go. First entertainer is, let's see here, Bruce Beckham.
Bruce Beckham.
Bruce Beckham. Is that a porn star or a weatherman?
Bruce Beckham. You know, I think that's a great weatherman name.
All right, she thinks it's a great weatherman. Slick Rick, what do you think?
I agree.
Yeah? porn star.
He's a porn star? What?
He is indeed a porn star.
Really?
Yep, Bruce Beckham. All right, next one.
Okay, he's laughing, Rick. This will be good.
Steve Stucker.
Steve Stucker.
Steve Stucker.
Is it spelled Stucker?
It most certainly is, yes.
Or was there an H in there?
No, there's no H in there.
All right. Steve Stucker. I'm going to guess weatherman away. That seems a little bit too obvious for a porn star. I'm going to say weatherman.
What do you say, Slick?
I agree.
You agree it's weatherman? You would be right.
Oh.
Congratulations, yes.
Good job, you.
One each now.
All right.
Next one up. Guy Hoggy.
Guy Hoggy?
Guy Hoggy.
Guy Hoggy. I don't know why, but I'm going to say porn star.
Guy Hoggy's a porn star, according to Steph. What do you say, Slick?
I'm going to agree on that one, too.
Guy Hoggy's a weatherman in Honolulu.
Honolulu.
It's a great place to be a weatherman.
Oh, man.
All right, next up. So what is that?
That's 2-1.
You've got 2, he's got 1.
Yes.
You can't get any more wrong, Rick, or you're out. All right, here we go. Levi Cash. Porn star weatherman, Steph.
Oh, I'm sorry. That has porn star written all over it.
Levi Cash has porn star written all over it, according to Steph. Slick, what do you think?
I'm going to agree.
We're tied up.
Woo! All right.
Last one. This one breaks
This will decide it, Rick.
the tie right now. Here we go. Dave Rexroth.
Ha!
Dave, say the last name one more time.
Rexroth.
Oh, Dave. Oh, you know what?
Dave Rexroth.
Huh. I'm going to say porn star.
She says porn star. What do you say to that, Rick?
I'm going to disagree. I think that's a weatherman.
And that's how you win this
Oh,
game.
my Lord, that's a weatherman.
At WXYZ in Detroit, in fact.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Right down the road.
Yeah.
Maybe he does porn on the side. I don't know.
We'll have to call him and ask him.
Yeah.
I think that question would be better coming from you than me, though. All right, congratulations. You get to say it out loud, Slick Rick. I am... what is the line?
He gets to say, I know more about porn than Steph Barber.
There you go. Go ahead and say it.
I know more about porn than Steph Barber.
Nice.
Good job, my friend. Congratulations. You got a Jester's dinner for 2 from 103.9 The Fox.
All right, thanks.
The Foxhole Morning Show on 103.9.
Dave Rexroth actually is noted for not only being a pretty on-the-point, accurate weather guy, but he also suffered a permanent eye injury when a firework exploded by him. They were playing around with fireworks on 4th of July, and one that we always are concerned about when I have amateurs that are working with fireworks happened to knock out his eye.
Claim one of their most popular live songs, even though they never recorded a studio version. They played this at almost all of their concerts and even included it in their set when they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2016. Let's get into it. You can catch these guys with Rod Stewart at Pine Knob on August 12th. It's Cheap Trick with Ain't That a Shame on 103.9 The Fox.
There you go. Another winner from our stable of listeners to 103.9 The Fox, Flint, Michigan, USA. If you have not yet done it, I don't know why you haven't, but please do download our mobile app, okay? Because you've got 24/7 classic rock music if you do, and that's the logo you're looking for in order to do it. Go to your app store, look for that one instead of the other one, which is a red and black one, which is another 103.9 The Fox, but that one's in the Chicago area. So this is the one you want to look at, and then download that, and you'll have classic rock music all the time in your ear and on your device. Okay? And, of course, if you're watching us on YouTube and you've got friends that don't know about us and you think they should, like and subscribe, make sure they know about us and get us over here, them over here to see us so that we can hang with them as we're doing with you Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. What you got going for the weekend ahead? One of the things I can point out to you is that we have another problem with the mall that's right across the street from the radio station. We keep talking about how we're right across the street from the Genesee Valley Center, and it is a mall unlike a bunch of others that are really losing popularity, much like this live stream has over the last couple of days. Anyway, it is losing popularity, and it is losing another big store, Macy's. 66 stores nationwide in the Macy's chain are going to be closing in the next few weeks, and one of those is the one inside the Genesee Valley Center. It's one of the 2 remaining anchor stores, and it will be closed by the end of March. So that's going to leave only one anchor store left, and that's JCPenney. So the slow disappearance of the mall concept continues. Tiger Trek is now here, reporting on Twitch from North Carolina that he's going to be eating fried bologna sandwiches all weekend. We're asking about your plans. Boss Lady doesn't have any because Notre Dame's not playing. They're waiting now for their opponent in the championship game in the college football playoff. That isn't until the 20th of January, and it's going to come from either Ohio State or Texas, because those 2 teams are playing tonight in the other semifinal. Winner faces Notre Dame on the 20th. And then the college football season will finally be over. And I will continue to try to remember, when giving Jacko commands, to do it in one word or one phrase fashion. We will try to keep away from just talking to him like he's another disobedient kid, because essentially that's what I've been doing, and that's not the right way to do it. Every dog trainer will tell you that. Okay, now I'm seeing the game-winning field goal last night that gave Notre Dame their win over Penn State in one college football semifinal game. It was the Orange Bowl game. And it was a fun game to watch last night, says Tiger Trek. I didn't get to see. I saw maybe a half a dozen plays. I was going to watch the first few minutes, but like every other game that starts, for me, that's late in the evening because I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning at latest. This morning it was earlier than that. But anything that starts after about 7:30 at night, I have no prayer of seeing the end of it, so I don't even bother usually watching the start of it because I don't want to get suckered into it and then have to stay with it. Looks like the big pile of movie theater rubble is going to sit until spring before it gets cleaned up, Linda says. Because we had another thing that happened in this area in the township, the destruction that had been promised for a while of a longtime Metroplex. What do they call it? Cinema 10, I think it was. Got knocked down. And so now they have to get ready to clean all that up too. So we got a few changes being made to the landscape around our area here in the last few weeks. Poor Jim was sleeping when we hit the field goal and won. You yelled out, "Yes, awesome job, boys." Jim jolted awake. I'm sure that's the way he wanted to wake up, which is probably better than something else like saying the house is on fire. Whatever. Yay, we won. That'd be a good thing to wake up to, actually. I woke up Wednesday morning. You know how when you wake up from a deep sleep, and sometimes it takes you a few seconds to really kind of get your brain oriented to anything, including what day it is? You wake up thinking it's one day, it's not. That happened to me this week on Wednesday. I woke up, and for about 5 seconds when I woke up, I thought, oh, cool, it's Friday. No, wait a minute, it's only Wednesday. And then instant depression set in. Today, I have to think about that.
Yeah, then the dueling guitars at the end.
The mall may be next.
All right, now with the trivia question, the first thing that I want to throw out is I love to get requests for the Fox Flashback. You can send them to Steph@ClassicFox.com. Maybe an anniversary or a birthday for you or someone else. Maybe you just haven't heard a song in a while and you'd like to hear it. Go ahead.
Not a sports fan at all, but doesn't he like to see you happy? Boss lady? Whatever the reason.
We'll take requests for both features. And I gotta say, we're probably the only radio station in Flint taking requests.
I know.
So go ahead and take advantage of us.
You have to have live DJs.
Yes, I know. It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
So again, request to Steph@ClassicFox.com. Speaking of phones, the phone number that you'll need is 810-230-9777. You are playing for a $20 gift certificate for some great food adjusters. Here's the question. Ain't That a Shame is a cover of a 1955 classic. Who did it first?
Oh, my gosh.
Do you know?
Yeah, oh, hell yeah.
Of course. I thought yesterday's question was easy.
Yeah.
And people still had to go to Google. So, again, here's the question. Ain't That a Shame is a cover of a 1955 classic. Who did it first? Good morning, the Fox. Hey, do you have an answer for us?
Fat Domino?
Yes! Nicely done. That was awfully quick for Google. Did you know that off the top of your head?
No.
No?
I had to Google it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can hear the Fats Domino version in my head as we speak.
Yeah, you may.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it now.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, who's on our phone?
Well, good morning, Charlene.
Janet, where are you calling from?
Calling from normal. I mean, you're normally in West Michigan, but I don't know. You said you were heading south last time I heard from you on Facebook. So are you south or are you in West Michigan this morning?
Info off the air, but who just hooked you up with Cheap Trick and Steph's Fox Flashback?
Fox 103.9.
Perfect.
Got food fighting coming up the other side of the 8 o'clock news. We've got the Friday morning primal scream. That's coming. That's going to be about 35, 40 minutes from now. So get your lungs ready to go. South. All right. Happy trails and happy travels on that. You're leaving at the right time because we've got this polar vortex thing, which is bringing some snow over in your part of the country and just cold temperature. Although it's going to snow here this afternoon. We've got a winter weather advisory going up this afternoon. Until 1 o'clock in the morning and probably get 2-3 inches of snow. Over in that area, though, you guys are used to way more most of the time. We talk about a lot of the time these books that found themselves that's it. Boss Lady's on Twitch. Charlene's on Facebook, so you can't see each other's comments. Charlene did say she's heading south, and Boss Lady is south because she's in Alabama. And the message there is, you coming to see me? Ha-ha. You never know. You never know with Charlene. She may just pop in on purpose and by surprise. We have another one of these situations where a book that the library that loaned it out thought would never come back again. It did. New York Public Library celebrated the return of a copy of Igor Stravinsky's 1936 autobiography, 72 years after it had been last checked out. 72 years. Billy Parrott is the director of the Stavros Niarchos Foundation Library, said that he received a call a few days before Christmas from the library's Fifth Avenue branch, and that situation turned out to be the return of a book that had been checked out on April the 4th, 1952. Charlene's getting ready to go on a cruise from Florida. That's the south she's going to. She's in Florida getting ready for a cruise. Boy, what a time of the year to be going on a cruise. That was timing is everything. You got that right. And had been due back 2 weeks later, this book, after it was checked out April 4th, 1952. Parrott said the book, Igor Stravinsky's autobiography, was returned by a man who explained his mother had checked out from the library's Woodstock branch in the Bronx while she was studying music at Hunter College. The woman never got around to returning the book and even went to work at a New York Public Library location in the Bronx for a time. She didn't even take the book there. She checked it out, went to work at a public library branch and didn't take the book with her to check in, to drop off and return. Just left it. Back to Johnny and Steph once again on the air.
We had colder than this yesterday, didn't we? Got a lot colder. It was down to 3 or 2. You got down to 2 yesterday.
Well, I think we had more of a wind chill working against us yesterday morning.
No, the actual temperature was 2.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel this cold this morning.
No,
You're right.
it certainly doesn't. By the way, speaking of weather, we've got this inch or so that we're going to get starting around 1 o'clock this afternoon, maybe even a little earlier than that, going till about 1 o'clock in the morning. There's a winter weather advisory for maybe an inch. Most of that heavier snow is going to come down, unfortunately, during your commute home this afternoon. But then into the evening, it will also increase in intensity. So they're saying maybe an inch by this evening and maybe another couple to 3 inches over, into the nighttime.
Sure.
This is coming at the worst time. The Lions fans were expecting that drone show tonight on the river.
Oh, that's right.
Windsor, which is also known as South Detroit
Sure.
these days, by the way, Windsor was on the riverbank there on the Windsor side, was going to launch a drone show for the Detroit Lions fans at I think it was 7 o'clock tonight, promptly, weather permitting.
Oh, are you thinking maybe they'll cancel because of the snow?
Yeah, it's going to be snowing like crazy by then. So I don't know. We'll see how it is down that way. I haven't checked this, the Detroit forecast for this, but I'm sure because what I was reading yesterday said it's pretty much the whole state. So.
And it's almost a sure bet, isn't it, at this point, that we'll get snow?
It's 90% chance.
Yeah, that's a pretty good chance.
Yeah, pretty good. Let me see, 90%, that's what it was. And then, like the snow that they're predicting for Sunday is only about a 40% chance, so hopefully we won't have any more to deal with on Sunday. 7:51 is our time right now. Stand by.
Listen to
Yeah. Talked about this on TikTok the other day, and I should probably reintroduce this time. Well, no, it wasn't. It was on Instagram yesterday. We're in the Hal Hole Saloon watching Rob Suka fire down the fireballs and trying to figure out how many fingers that he was holding up for Chris. That was all going on yesterday. But I was also talking about how they do things in Canada with their 911 system. They compiled all of the 911 calls that came into their dispatches in the British Columbia area last year, which, of course, just seems so long ago. It was 10 days ago. But once they got it done, the top 10 ways to not want to call 911, the top 10 reasons for it, were released. People in Saskatchewan, I think I said British Columbia, is actually Saskatchewan. It's also out west in Canada. Had this top 10 reasons not to call 911 based on the calls that they got. Number 10 spot on the list had to do with a not-so-tech-savvy individual who called 911 to advise that they did not recognize someone on their social media friend list. Another caller told operators their parents were forcing them to clean their room. That was the number 9 call for 911. Don't do it. You don't call when your parents want you to clean your room. The number 8 caller reported a fox was wandering the neighborhood and scaring a local cat. The number 7 caller reported bees inside their house. A 911 call was generated for that. The number 6 caller asked for police to help unlock their cell phone. The number 5 caller told the operator somebody had thrown their ice cream on the ground. The number 4 call involved an individual who reported their cat was being mean and asked for a police officer to come and help with the situation. Caller number 3 in these 911 calls that should never have been made asked for help with a malfunctioning washing machine. Caller number 2 requested help with a math problem as they didn't want to fail their test in the morning. And caller number 1 on that list came from a resident who reported somebody had apparently taken their tambourine during a party. Don't call 911 for any of those reasons, because they've already figured out in Canada that's probably not good. I actually called 911 by accident one night. I don't know why I did it, but I put it as I don't know why I did this. I put 911 on my list of contact numbers so that if I ever needed to call 911, I could save time by hitting the 1 button instead of 3 buttons, right? 911. Well, 2 buttons, 1 twice. But I put it under the contact, which is the bad thing to do because when I carry my phone in my pocket, sometimes it's not a flip phone, so it doesn't have the protection, so that occasionally if you happen to lean the wrong way, you may accidentally activate a call and butt dial somebody. And that's exactly what I did. I butt dialed, and I was at a high school football game that night when I was going in to reach for my phone to take it out of my pocket as I was walking up the bleachers to where I was going to sit to watch the game. And I noticed that I had the 911 call ringing in to their office, to their dispatch control office. And so I immediately had to, and I thought at first I was just going to hang up, but I thought, no, that's not going to work because they'll be able to trace the phone and then want to call me back and find out why I called. So I just waited until they called, and when they did, I told them everything about who I was and what I was doing, and I accidentally butt dialed them. So they had it, but they still had to take all this stupid information. So we got that right away taken off of the contact list. And in Alabama, the update from Boss Lady is that the snow is gone, the rain washed it away. And for that, she's disappointed. When your daughter, Boss Lady, was about 12, 13, she threatened to call 911 because she, Boss Lady, was making her dinner, homework, and chores. I said, would you like me to call for you? Okay. Way to go, Mom. You were making her do dinner, homework, and chores. Is that what it was? That's keeping somebody busy. Telling you. All right. I told you about Macy's. They're going to close their stores within the next 2 months. So we're going to have one less major store in the mall across the street from the township. That mall, that's do her homework, yeah. And chores. How much homework did she get? Curious here. Because we've discussed in the past on this thing, Boss Lady, about the validity of making a kid do homework these days and how much it actually is a help to a student's studies. We have a teacher who is with us on occasion. We have our several teachers actually who watch us now and again. And I always asked them about how much homework they give and is it a valuable thing to do anymore. I know in my day and maybe in your day, you come home, you had 2-3 hours of homework to do at the end of the day. But more and more parents are saying because they have to work and they don't get that much time with their kids, and then the kid has to spend 2-3 hours in the day that could be with them with quality time, they're doing homework, and you can't help them because you don't understand the work that they have. So this phone puts its own words in. I see. Most phones do that. So I just wonder how much homework they get. 7th grade was like 2 or 3 subjects twice a week, Boss Lady said. And then after all of that homework that you did to learn how to be smart, smartphones were invented so that they could anticipate what you're typing on your text, and then they finish your text for you, like they just did.
Small town, 7:58 here in the foxhole. With this bad weather coming our way, the drone show probably not going to make it. I just thought about the other thing we were talking about, the Grand Haven Wine About Winter thing tonight.
Yeah.
That's right on the lake shore. You know they're going to get nailed over there.
Oh, for sure.
So, yeah, all these great plans we had for the weekend. Or for today, actually. The weekend isn't going to be bad.
No, after we get today out of the way.
Got to get today out of there, exactly. 7:59 right now. Let's head on over to the
news time.
For all the real news and Hal Maas.
5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox, brought to you by Fick Landscape Supplies. Keep your home or business safe this winter with the largest selection of bulk and bag salt. Pick up or delivery, and we're on call when you need us. Fick has seasoned firewood, too, with 2 locations. Find us at ficklandscapesupplies.com. Like us on Facebook. The raging wildfires tearing through Los Angeles County have now razed neighborhoods across the area, as at least 10 fire-related deaths have been reported. Next Monday's scheduled NFL playoff game in L.A. between the Rams and Minnesota Vikings is now being moved to Glendale, Arizona, because of the fire scene in California. President-elect Trump being sentenced today after being convicted on 34 counts in his hush money trial. Last night, the Supreme Court refused Trump's request to delay the sentencing. No jail time is expected, however. Today, the Supreme Court is hearing oral arguments on whether a controversial ban on the social media app TikTok violates the First Amendment. Congress has cited national security concerns over China's control over the app, while TikTok users argue that any ban would violate freedom of speech. Macy's announcing 66 store closings nationwide, and among them is the Macy's store in the Genesee Valley Center in Flint Township. Officials saying that it's expected expected to close for good by the end of March, leaving just J.C. Penney as the lone remaining anchor store in the mall. College football playoff last night. Notre Dame beat Penn State 27-24 in the semifinals. So, Fighting Irish are going to be facing the winner of tonight's matchup between Ohio State and Texas, which is being played at the Cotton Bowl for the College Football Playoff Championship. January 20th will be the championship game. College basketball last night saw Michigan State crush Washington in the Big Ten 88-54. Pistons lost to the Warriors 107-104 to stop the Pistons' 5-game win streak. In the OHL, the Firebirds face Guelph at 7 o'clock tonight at the Dort Financial Center. The Spirit continuing a road trip. They lost to Niagara last night 7-2. Tonight they skate in Erie against the Otters. And to cap this one off, the Detroit Auto Show returning to its traditional winter setting today at Huntington Place in downtown Detroit. First up is Media Day from 9 to 1, where they're going to announce the North American Car, Truck, and Utility Vehicle of the Year. The Detroit Auto Show runs through January the 20th. That's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. Winter weather advisory going to be posted from 1 p.m. today until 1 a.m. tomorrow, as the forecast calls for snow later today, starting during the midday hours and resulting in some accumulation. Temperatures are expected to make it to around 26, with southerly winds at 6 to 10, gusting to about 20 miles an hour. Snow continues into the nighttime hours as temps remain steady, settling in at around 24 overnight. We're to expect some sunshine tomorrow mixed with the clouds and highs near 30. Sunday, cloudy, maybe some afternoon snow, and 29 for the top-off temp. Right now, 19 in Flint, and in Saginaw, 20.
Rock and roll, baby. We got the Friday Morning Primal Scream coming up this hour, among other things.
I could use a good scream.
When I do it, we're going to be screaming really loud here in about a half an hour, so stay right where you are. By the way, I have an announcement to make, too, about an archery contest that we're known for coming up next on 103.9 The Fox. It's something that you can do to help us out to make money for charity.
Let's see if that's in Frankenmuth, and they always do that every year. That's always a fun thing. One day, Boss Lady says on Twitch, she had homework from most of her classes, so she asked you, Boss Lady, to help. And that's a big laugh because she never asked again. You did your best to help, but of course, things did not work like they probably should have. Looks like Carrie has commandeered Tina's phone. She wants you to know that. Okay. All right. So we've got Tina Jr. with us then. That's cool. All right, let's see. Sween Dog. Where the hell are you? Sween Dog is jumping back and forth. Facebook, YouTube, on both of them. Either way, because we're simul-streaming, we're on those and one more. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch right now, and are every Monday through Friday on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But we're going to be on TikTok next Tuesday, pending what the Supreme Court's talking about these days. Instagram on Thursdays in the Hellhole Saloon, so just make sure you know that. And also know this, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to us, because we need to grow the group, make sure that everybody gets a chance to know who you people are, and how weird it can be to be among this group of people. She learned the mom didn't really know her fractions, got them all wrong, honestly tried her best. Oh, Carrie is talking to her job. Oh, I see what you're saying. She's not here with us. She's actually just using the phone to talk to her people on the job. Okay. All right. See, you notice how there's 1,000 ways you can interpret a sentence, right? And you've noticed that I usually find the wrong one, which is part of the reason why we're losing subscribers. People think I don't understand what they're saying, and they're frustrated at me about that, because that can happen. That can happen. Sween Dog here to become a Hal raiser, because he is one. And all those who are get to smile every day when we're on the 365 Dogs calendar and checking out who they have featured. Every dog has his day, and today Spumoni has his day. This is a Pembroke Welsh Corgi who is in Golden Valley, Minnesota, smiling at you so that you can smile back and enjoy your day thanks to that. That's Spumoni. The Pembroke Welsh Corgi. Those little dudes with the short legs and spring in their step all the time. They never look like they are out of energy. They look like they are never out of energy. Now, Boss Lady is going to leave and get sleep because she's been over 24 hours. Why? Because of the excitement of this Notre Dame football game. So have a great day and great weekend, Boss Lady. We'll see you again when you come around on Twitch. And I think right now you're the only one that's been on Twitch. Everybody else has kind of moved over to YouTube and stayed there. Yes. So what is on your breakfast table? We didn't get a chance to find out. We've been talking about the weather with you guys and stuff, maybe weekend plans. Nobody seems to have much going. And of course, I can understand that. You're still pretty much wrecked from the holiday season. We're not that far off of that, 10 days removed from it. Some people are still recovering from that. And for some people, their bank accounts may not recover for a while from that. It's that time of year again. I'm seeing tax offices start to open. I'm starting to see tax commercials starting to show up again because it's that time of year. Tiger Trek's going for the usual waffles. Chris going with the Cheez-Its. That's a healthy breakfast there, Cheez-Its. The regular ones are those extra cheesy ones or the toasty ones because they got a whole bunch of different flavors now. They got the white cheddar. I've tried them all. All are good, but I still like the regular ones best. Chris Sweeney, that Sween dog, is going to Spam and Eggs breakfast route today. Spam and Eggs. Green Spam and Ham. Linda thinks possibly a banana. Okay. I have the choice this morning. Ran out of bananas, so I have the choice. Either a granola bar or candy corn. Still wondering. Zesty white cheddar grooves ones, says Chris. Yeah, those groove ones are pretty cool.
Flint's Classic Rock 103.9 The Fox.
Hey, you want to help us raise money for the Early Breast Health Navigation Program? Of course you do. I'll tell you how you can do that, and it's fun, too. Next on The Fox.
Right. Let me take a second here. I want to make sure that we're able to get into the studio when it comes time to scream, because that's coming up in about 25 minutes. So, being that I can be apt to forget things if I don't do them like right away. Things are starting to happen on the road too. We're gonna have to check and see what's going on with that. All right. Yeah, let's see. It's not too bad there. Now we can do this. Try this one. Let's see if their feed is working well enough today. While we listen to Zeppelin, as Linda points out. See if TikTok goes away eventually. TikTok, a couple of times in the last 2-3 weeks, have flagged me for things that I have said on the air. I don't know if it's the kind of things that are chasing people away, because that's starting to happen now. But they are flagging me for something I might say. It happened this past Tuesday again, which shut the door to any new people coming in. The people that are already in the room at that time when we're together get to stay, but then no new people get to arrive, because TikTok is telling the world that the dude that's right now in the middle of the Hellraiser situation is speaking about stuff we don't want him speaking about. I don't know what it is. I never know what it is, because I'm never really sure what it is I'm saying. But it's happened 2 of the last 3 weeks. Let's see here. Yeah, there's our feed. It's still working pretty well. And we'll kick that down, so we're good there. So with that, let's go to the air. Johnny and Steph are there right now.
It's Classic Rock 103.9 The Fox, and here you have it right there. Music free by Led Zeppelin to get your day started, and what better way to do that, huh? All right, the 16th annual Bronner's, I love the name of this thing, Bronner's Hot Shot Local Media Celebrity Archery Contest for Charity 2025.
That's a mouthful.
But I love doing This is actually so much fun.
Actually, I got to do it last year. You had something else going.
Yeah.
So I was able to do it last year. I actually represented myself pretty well.
Did you?
I was shocked and surprised, yeah.
Well, good, because you're my first alternate, my lieutenant, if you will.
Okay.
If I can't make it for some reason. But the Hot Shot Local Media Celebrity Archery Contest for Charity happens every year at Bronner's. They open up their doors in a, decidedly a slower time of the year, but we're over there at the south entrance. Is that where it is? I think it's the south entrance, south checkout.
Yep.
And a whole bunch of local media celebrities that you know are going to be competing against each other in this annual thing. And they've upped the ante here. They're going to give $2,000 out to the charity of his or her choice for the first place finalist. And then second and third place finishers are going to get $750 for their charity, and everybody else gets $500 for their charity.
Wow, they have upped the ante.
And I used to do the Johnny Burke Children's Foundation, but that we have no longer in service. We've disbanded that. We kind of cleaned that one out and gave all the money away, and have closed that down. So I'm going to switch over to the Hurley Breast Health Navigation program that they have.
Oh, nicely done.
We always help them out in November and in October rather, and throughout the year we often will do a few other things. And this is a great opportunity because here's what happens: we go down there. It's like 10:30 preliminary round. We usually get there about 10 o'clock, start practice and have some fun. 10:30 the preliminary. We're out of there by 11.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all very quick, but we get points for how many people come in support of us. So if you come supporting the Hurley Breast Health Navigation Program and me, I will get a point for that for each person, and that often is what puts you over the top into first place.
Yeah, especially if you're a bad shot. Although you do pretty well.
I have done well at times, and I have done very badly at other times. I don't know why. Just the way it is. I probably should stop drinking before I go. But anyway, it's 10:30 a.m. on Friday, February 7th. So you got plenty of time to plan being there. Get your friends together. Come on out. It's fun. They have refreshments for you. There's all kinds of cool Valentine stuff there that you might want to pick up for your Valentine because you're just a week out from Valentine's Day when we're at this thing. So it'll be on Friday, February 7th. Count on at 10:30 in the morning. See you there. If you can get there a little earlier than 10:30. And by the way, you don't even have to stick around. If you sign in for us and then have to leave and go to work or something, we still get credit for it. So just do it that way then if you have a scheduling issue. It's 8:12. Good morning.
Here at 103.9 The Fox.
Now I see over on Twitch, reporting live and local from South Africa is definitely not Zane. Definitely a weather roundup over there right now. We're sitting here looking at a real cold morning, 19 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to have a winter weather advisory this afternoon, likely some snow, a couple of inches, maybe more. Have I ever grown a full beard like Santa? No, I can't really do that. What you see is about as good as it ever gets. Tried the full beard thing one time during one of those no-shave Novembers, and that was really gnarly and didn't work out so well, so we never went back to that. Need to remind all your wives to buy you Valentine's gifts. It's that time of year again. Definitely not Zane. Says he needs to remind all his wives. Do you get more than one? And I don't even know what is the protocol in South Africa. Do you get more than one? To buy you Valentine's gifts. 26 Celsius. All right, hold on. I got to make it check here of the 26 Celsius. It's pretty up there. That's 79 Fahrenheit. It's pretty warm. Good.
Happy New Year! That's right, at Vehicle City Harley Davidson. New Year, new you, or New Year, new Harley? Stop it at Vehicle City Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
Check out all the 2024s and the new 2025 models we have in
That's
stock.
pretty much it. Gnarly.
2025, the brand new Harley from Vehicle City Harley Davidson.
Because I don't know how many countries there are that allow more than one when it comes to spouses. I'm still trying to figure out how having more than one is an advantage. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Here, heroes come in all sizes. Hurley Children's Hospital has earned national recognition for outstanding pediatric care, providing today's most innovative treatments. Here, we help parents sleep well at night. Top physicians will be...
You're very much single. You can't choose wife at the moment since you have multiple now. I see.
Families. It's all right here.
I see.
At Hurley Children's Hospital. a breath of fresh care.
Traffic. 3.9. The Fox.
Vehicle City traffic.
Getting kind of busy out there right now. In the city of Burton, we have a serious crash involving injury at Hemp Hill Road at Grand Traverse Street. Genesee Township, we're looking at a crash at Murphy Drive and Genesee Road. In the city of Burton, Center Road McDonald's at 2400 block of Center Road is where we have another problem, a crash there that's created a slow spot for some of you. In the city of Flint, another crash involving injury. This is at Lippincott Boulevard and Dort Highway. Clayton Township, Lennon Road at Moorish Road, a crash there. And we are also looking at Argentine Township for another serious crash involving injury. This is Lobdell Road at Silver Lake Road. One other problem we're looking at is going to be a disabled vehicle. That's Davison Township. We find that at Lapeer and Oak Roads. Anytime that you need Vehicle City traffic info, we want to remind you that you can get it at classicfox.com/traffic, and you can contribute to that information by giving us a call if you spot a crash or an unusual slowdown. 810-230-WRSR is the number. That's 810-230-9777. And you can be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
Hey, Hal, you mentioned there was an issue in front of a McDonald's, and it reminded me to ask you, do you like McDonald's fries?
Oh, that's right at the top of my list.
Perfect.
Provided nothing is put on them.
All right, so I think it's through the app you have to do this. In the playoff games, if the Lions intercept in any of the playoff games, then you can get a free fry of your choice, any size.
Woohoo!
It's a supersized fries at McDonald's
Yeah.
through the app. So make sure you get the app and get ready because you know they're going to intercept something.
Oh, you bet. Absolutely. With that secondary, oh, yeah, several of them.
Exactly. Looking forward to that, man. I'm going to get me some big old fries.
And now I'm hungry. Thank you.
Yeah, but you dunk them in ketchup or some crap like that.
Oh, here we go again. Yes, I do. Or you can
Frosties too, Hal. How do you feel about that?
dunk them in a milkshake. They're good that way, too.
You've got something good. You can't make it better.
Dunk them in chili.
Oh.
Freaking awesome.
Oh.
The sweet and sour sauce they use for nuggets.
Yeah, I mean, have you been to a restaurant where they give you the loaded fries where you've got the chili and the cheese and the onions all on them?
No.
You know, Hal would throw up.
You really would.
You'd have something else on stuff on stuff.
Stuff with stuff too, I think.
Yeah, you just stuff everywhere. Yeah. The Eagles at 103.9 The Fox.
Well, since he's talking about food and Linda's screaming for it, let's go to the stuff. I got stuff. I got plenty of them. I got a treasure trove of tweets here. Plenty of posts for our food fight today. So I should probably consult with them. So let's go. First one comes from Lonely Fan. Lonely Fan says, try the jalapeno and garlic stuffed olives. Tastes like chicken. Has anybody ever tried frog legs? Asks Sween Dog. No, I haven't. And you think they taste like chicken? KFC? Or maybe broasted, because those are like the two faves right up there. Right up there with the McDonald's fries. I'm telling you what. Try the jalapeno and garlic stuffed olives, says Lonely Fan. Sounds like stuff on stuff to me, so no. Weston Roush is next up. Bloomin' onions. Those are good. Those are pretty good. The kind that you get at Outback, those are pretty good. Weston Roush. Definitely not Zane would pass, who's on Twitch right now, for those on YouTube who don't see it. And Sween Dog has tried, I guess, frog legs. Well, you'd know if it tastes like chicken, you'd know that. Broasted, most definitely. You like that. That was what introduced me to chicken. I never had it growing up because my mom would not either cook or have it in the house. So I had to wait until I was almost an adult to get that. I was a teenager, actually, and my dad introduced me to that. But it wasn't KFC because KFC wasn't a thing yet. So we went to this broasted chicken place down the street, which was on 8 Mile. M&M's 8 Mile, but it was further east. It wasn't in Warren. It was in East Detroit, right on the border of Detroit and East Detroit. And we would go there. No idea where he said that was. Anyway, and broasted was how I was introduced to it, and it was awesome. Really, really good. Really, really good. Now I only see it once in a great while, unfortunately. Weston Roush, I started to say this, and we'll get into it. Cauliflower truly is the devil's vegetable. It should burn in hell with him. Weston Roush says cauliflower truly is the devil's vegetable. It should burn in hell with him. Cauliflower. I don't know, I tend to mix it into salads, not all the time, but as a kind of a variety thing. I will put that in. Sween Dog saying so good. I'm still thinking you're thinking in terms of roasted chicken, not cauliflower. Sween Dog loves cauliflower. By itself or mixed with something. Because usually if I'm having it, it's usually mixed in a salad. Crunchy. Yes, it is crunchy. Fried cauliflower. I've never had that, Sween Dog. Never tried that. Fried cauliflower. Does that wreck the crunchiness of it? Doesn't seem to me like it has all that much taste, but that's okay. Because that means it doesn't taste bad. Like water, you know? People complain that water doesn't have any taste to it. Well, yeah, but that means it doesn't taste bad like the kind I had when I was growing up and drinking that liquid metal that was coming out of all of the drinking fountains. Lilatree is next. Lilatree says, if a smoothie is a meal, then every milkshake and pina colada is a meal too. Sween Dog saying that as a side veggie or fried, it is awesome. That would be cauliflower. If a smoothie is a meal, then every milkshake and pina colada is a meal too. You might like it. Try it fried. I mean, I like potatoes fried. Like chicken fried. Ham, you fry that sometimes. That can be good. So maybe it would. Maybe it would be. I don't know. Some Asian places have fried vegetables with the cauliflower. Can you put that in stir fry? I don't even know. I've had stir fry, but it was a while ago, quite a while ago. Liked it a lot. And I don't know, was cauliflower part of that? I don't even remember. Because stir fry, there's a lot to be said for that.
The Foxhole Morning Show, 103.9 The Fox.
Sure, pina colada meal for Linda, of course, yeah. Not alcohol is not, Sween Dog says. You mean for a, you mean, okay. Cauliflower, true, no. If a smoothie is a meal, then every milkshake and pina colada is a meal too. Do you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain? Gen X is what she calls herself and says peanut butter and yellow mustard are really good together. Peanut butter and yellow mustard are really good together. Well, certainly not going to have the peanut butter. That's not part of it. Yellow mustard is only, why not? That's what Gen X said. Why not? But, hell no. Down at the Cape, Sween Dog says, not. Peanut butter and yellow mustard? Can't eat the peanut butter, and of course yellow mustard is my only third choice of putting on a hot dog. Behind plain and ketchup. Yellow mustard is third. On occasion, we'll put it on a hamburger, provided there are other things there, just as a variety thing for the hamburger, which doesn't happen often. I realize that some people prefer mustard on their hot dogs. What's funny is that we have this local place here that I've talked about a whole bunch of times, Kogel, that does these Kogel Viennas, which are so much better than just regular hot dogs, to the point where when people move away from this area, they ask people who still live here to send them a supply of Kogel Viennas because they're that good and they miss them. And when I saw, and this was, I think, last year at the Super Bowl, when they were showing commercials, local commercials, and Kogel had one, they showed those 3 hot dogs being served with ketchup on them. Not mustard, ketchup. And we know John Kogel, the guy who runs that place. Here at the station, he's kind of a friend of the station. And I've talked about that because Johnny hates the idea of ketchup on a hot dog. And I said, well, it's my first choice if I'm going to put anything on it. And Kogel commercials were just absolutely legitimizing that thought for me, but when they put those 3 hot dogs out there with the squirts of ketchup. Well, then about 6 months later, they did a new commercial for Kogel hot dogs, for Kogel Viennas, and this time they had put mustard on them. So they must have gotten some feedback from somebody. And Linda is a mustard fan. I was going to say freak, but no. Percy Benaventure. Percy Benaventure says caviar is overrated. Caviar is overrated. Anybody ever have caviar? I'm not rich enough, so I've never. But what about you? Anybody ever have caviar? Righting a wrong, you think? Oh, by putting mustard on instead of ketchup? I don't know. Maybe that tells me if they put ketchup on it first, that tells me that's the way the people at Kogel's probably prefer it. Even though Clint Eastwood says nobody puts ketchup on a hot dog, I'm thinking that may be the way the people at Kogel Viennas, the ones that make them, prefer it. I'm telling you. Never had caviar. Linda never had caviar. How about you? Anybody else have caviar? And if so, do you put peanut butter and yellow mustard on it? All right, back to Johnny and Steph, because I think they have one more song to get through before we get to the scream. I do believe that's the case. It's Swing Dog has its slimy fish eggs to him.
From the FIA to the Flint Metal Center, this is Flint's 103.9, The Fox.
Yeah, the scream is coming up next. You can scream about the snow coming later today. It's going to be a breezy, eventually up to maybe 3 or 4 inches of snow, but that probably won't be till tonight. You're going to have to commute home in it, though. That's the problem. Breezy conditions 26, snow ending overnight down to 24. Partly sunny tomorrow, 30. Sunday, chance for afternoon snow, otherwise lightly breezy, and 29 degrees on Sunday. 16 now.
Swing Dog thinks that on crackers it's like eating sea urchin. He says that on YouTube. Since we're doing the simul stream here again, a recap that we're on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch today, and Monday, Wednesday, and Friday regularly. TikTok Tuesdays, Instagram Thursdays. We'll kind of keep our eye out for this TikTok thing and see what the status of that's going to be. As the Supreme Court hears the arguments both for and against having that existing in our lives here in the United States or someplace that isn't China. We'll see. But again, I've never had caviar, so I can't really comment on that part. Here comes Alt Z. Alt Z is saying that Doritos chips, nacho cheese flavor on sandwiches, but it can only be on bologna and cheese, nothing else. Also, when having pancakes, use peanut butter and strawberry jam instead of syrup. To recap, has anyone else tried sea urchin? He has tried eel also, Swing Dog has. So are there any other sea urchin fans out there amongst our group? Sea urchin. Does that taste like chicken? Or since it came from the sea, does it taste like soggy chicken? Doritos chips, nacho cheese flavor on sandwiches. But it can only be on bologna and cheese, nothing else. Also, when having pancakes, use peanut butter and strawberry jam instead of syrup. Chips on sandwiches is da bomb. done that. It actually kind of works. Johnny talked about that before it became a thing. There, for a while there, it seemed to be a popular item. But Johnny had been doing that for a long time before that. And after it was suggested, I don't do so much chips, but I've done Fritos. And that seems to work really well on like hot dogs. Putting Fritos on hot dogs without putting any of the other crap on it, like ketchup or mustard and kind of just Fritos in the hot dog and on the bun. That worked out really well. I like that a lot. Because it's stuff with stuff, and if you want to take it off, you can. And it doesn't ruin the flavor of the hot dog. That Kogel Vienna flavor just stays with you. Leo Radio is this guy's name. No, it's a soggy. Soggy looks like a booger. Oh, no, booger shot. Boogie, you tried it at an Asian restaurant. Oh, really? Okay. How do you know it wasn't if you tried it there? Swing dog. You've done that since you were a kid. Linda says that's an old hat way to do a good sandwich. Just put chips on it. Sounds like it'd work. I mean, if tried and true method, no wonder it became more popular. Leo Radio said McNuggets are awesome. I agree. I absolutely agree. McNuggets are awesome. Again, as long as they're not dunked in something. Because I see too many people doing that. Sweet and sour sauce or barbecue sauce or vinegar, whatever it is. McNuggets are awesome. And McDonald's was doing a thing there. I don't know if they're still doing it. In fact, I should have taken them up when they were. They were offering a 10-piece McNuggets for $1. And I don't know how long that lasted, but I did see that pop up within the last 2 weeks. And then I was going to do it and didn't. Potato chips on Sloppy Joe's, Linda says. The thing about Sloppy Joe's is it takes two hands to handle that, or you've got a real messy pair of pants.
Everybody out in California right now. We got the Friday Morning Primal Scream right around the corner here, and it is dedicated solemnly, even though we have fun with it.
Montag and Spencer Pratt, Diane Warren, Miles Teller, Sandra Lee, Cameron Matheson, Adam Brody and Leighton Meester, Jeff Bridges, Eugene Levy, Anna Ferris, Jennifer Gray, Ricky Lake, Melissa Rivers, Candy Spelling, and Tina Knowles, just to name a few.
Anna Ferris, I got a room for you.
You stop it.
I want to point that out. Yeah, okay, just so you know, you call me here at the station.
Yeah.
We'll talk, okay?
I read an article about Paris Hilton actually sitting and watching the fire consume her house on TV after she was evacuated with her pets. And they all make the point. Thankfully, they're safe, their pets are safe, but man, to lose their homes like that,
Their memorabilia's in there.
Yes.
You got awards and stuff that they've won over the years, and I know that there's not a lot of sympathy going on out there right now when I'm talking about these people, but they're people too.
They are.
And there are certain things in their life that are very big and important to them, and they probably have lost a lot of
Pictures,
Yeah.
baby books,
Yeah.
awards.
Yeah, they're still in this case. They're just like you and me.
Yeah.
I saw another actor who went up into the hills to his home that had burned down with one of the reporters. And
Yeah.
it's a guy that's in several television shows and serials right now. I wish I could remember the guy's name, Miles, something like that. Anyway, and he was just saying, he said, "Man, I don't feel like anything."
Miles Teller.
Yeah, maybe it was Miles Teller. Yeah. And he was saying how this is to him, it just brings him down because everybody out there thinks of themselves in a very unique position in life.
Of course.
Okay, but this is what tears you right down to the basics. And he says, I just feel like I'm back, in school and
Yeah.
my old life,
Trying to figure things out and trying to get established
It's
and
not the same.
settled, yeah.
Because they don't even know what's going to happen going forward now with all of the industry that they're involved in
Right.
out there, and all of these, everything's been burning down. I suspect that states are going to be shooting for movies to be shot in them. Michigan might get back in the act on that,
Yeah.
like we used to.
But I mean, just all of the studios and
That's what I mean.
it's award show season. Where are those going to be held now?
I'm not going to miss that, but okay.
No, I'm not, but some people will.
But yeah, there's a whole lot of problems
Yeah.
going on out there right now for those folks as well. So
And I was going to make a joke about the Kardashians, but like you said, they're all people too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wish this on anybody.
They're really just a small fraction, but that said, they are part of what is a much bigger problem that
Sure.
we should all be acknowledging. 180,000 people have been driven from their homes.
10 dead already.
Over 1.5 million people are without power.
Yeah.
It is over 10 dead now.
Yeah.
Over 10 dead already, and they
And they haven't even really started to search yet.
When they start searching through those, all of those ruins, all of the burnt out skeletons of homes out there, they're going to find more.
Yeah.
It's just wow. What it's horrible. You know, it's interesting. There have been people over the years that have warned about this exact thing happening, but I remember being out there a long, long time ago when I was very young, college age, and looking around and saying, because you know about the mountain, they always had these fires in the mountains, and never did a house burn down.
Sure.
And shortly after that, now you flash forward 20 years, you start hearing about a house here and a house there and those mountain fires. But I always thought, why in the hell is LA as densely packed as it is with all of these problems out there? Will it not be a problem someday? And sure enough, here it is.
Yeah.
And there have been others that have warned about that. But that said, I remember thinking that 40 years ago.
What is the deal with the fire hydrants? Why did the fire hydrants not have water?
The explanation they're giving and what is really true will probably be different.
Oh, I'm sure.
The explanation they're giving right now is that these are cisterns and things that are filled with water waiting to be used, because you don't count on the systems, the plumbing systems to work at that time. So they're cisterns that are, as I understand it, filled with water. They're only filled with enough water for 2 or 3 fires until they have to be replenished.
Oh, okay.
You don't anticipate having 50 fires all at once.
I guess, yeah.
So that's the explanation they're using. Let's see what comes out of the investigation afterwards.
I saw Gavin Newstead get nailed by an upset resident yesterday on film.
He had turned down, I think it was 3, the story that keeps coming out is that there were 3 or 4 cisterns that had been planned to be built, big ones, huge ones, and they scrapped it, or it never happened. They just never got around to it, one of those two things.
Yeah.
So that is another criticism that's being laid out there. There was 17 or 19 million, I can't remember which, cut from firefighters' budgets in LA County, or in LA proper. I don't remember. Again, I don't have all the details on it, but it's something like that. That's another thing they're complaining about. And that cut came just a few months ago.
And what about the people at State Farm that a lot of insurances go because of the residents were warned that they didn't have insurance anymore because of that elevated risk?
Because of the Santa Ana winds and everything, and the dry conditions they had. State Farm dumped a lot of their home. I don't understand how they can get away with that.
I don't either.
They dropped a lot, if not all, of their customers out there in California, in that area, in the LA County area, and they cut off their insurance. And this was probably 3 or 4 weeks before this fire that happened. And I hope that a lot of those residents had new insurance by then.
I hope so.
You don't know.
I hope so.
It's crazy. So we've got us, that's frustrating. And we're going to scream about it. Coming up next, Flint's Classic Rock 103.
Okay, get to the scream. One more of these for you before we get to that. And I got a traffic report that looks like it's sort of been busy that I'm going to get to. But I want to give you one final one, and it comes from Jay Hill, who says, boneless wings are better than bone-in. Boneless wings are better than bone-in. Beet salad for me. Have I ever had beets in a salad? I think I have. It isn't all that bad. I grew up eating beets a lot. My mom put beets on the table we had the same damn meal every single Monday night, and then Tuesday was the same other meal, and then Wednesday was the same other meals. You always knew what day of the week was based on what dinner was, because it was always the same thing. And beets were a Monday night side dish, as I remember.
With very little money down, or buy outright at the lowest prices around at Premier
The scream is coming up. Bone-in is much better, says Sweendog.
It's Randy with Dallaire Heating and Cooling. January's here, and it's the perfect time to make sure your home is ready for anything winter throws at you. We're proud to be Generac certified for generator installation.
Did you miss the food? Yeah, mostly. We just gave you the one, but that was the last one before the scream, Tina. So maybe in the Thelma and Louise vein, Louise can give you a recap of what we discussed. Because some of it had to do with like sea urchins and sliminess and that kind of thing. And cauliflower, that was big. Tina loves beets. Jumped right in on that one, love beets.
Plan start at just $6 a month, offering priority service,
They kind of look bloody if the juice gets on the plate. I found that out. That was one of the reasons why I like having that divided plate when I was a kid, so that the beet juice wouldn't spill over into the meat or the potatoes.
Because everyone deserves
That was a difficult problem. Just ahead of the Friday morning primal scream, we are monitoring a couple of problems, new ones here, and Mount Morris Township is one. Along the 5100 block of Clio Road by the Randy Wise Chevy dealership, we have a crash reported there. Fenton Township, southbound 23, just past Thompson Road, there is a crash there. In the city of Burton, we've got Hemp Hill Road at Grand Traverse Street. There's a crash involving injury there. Genesee Township, trying to work a crash Murphy Drive at Genesee Road. They're cleaning that one up. Have another serious one involving injury on Lippincott Boulevard at Dort Highway in Flint. And in Clayton Township, still wrapping up a crash at Lennon Road at Moorish. Now, of course, as you're going throughout the day and you're looking for Vehicle City Traffic info, you just consult with ClassicFox.com/traffic, and you're going to find it there. And if you spot a crash or an unusual delay as you're heading from here to there at any point throughout the day, give us a call and let us know at 810-230-WRSR. That's 810-230-9777. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox. Time for us to get to the scream. Let me set you up so that you all can scream. Here we go.
Dedicated to everybody out west in a very serious sense because of what they're going through. But there are other things to scream about too. There's new research out finding that companies across the globe, at least 4 in 10 countries companies are likely to cut jobs as artificial intelligence continues to advance.
Great. They said that wouldn't happen.
Shut up, Siri.
My name is Alexa. Thank you very much.
Apparently, they're getting a lot of our listeners here on the Foxville Morning Show are in Florida. They're watching us on the Facebook page. Well, they're getting ready. The Gulf Coast and Southeast bracing for a significant drop in temperature. Experts saying that there's a chance the iguanas could be dropping from the trees again.
Oh, no.
People are going to see more big lizards than the average male strip club agent. I know some of Renata's probably going to like that. Yeah, Florida's most invasive species is going to be cold. I'm talking about Michiganders. And then the iguanas, too. No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to go to prison? No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to get a haircut? No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to swallow poison? No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to get a hot tub full of blackberry brandy with Cindy Crawford? Honey, I'm bringing the blackberry brandy. Just get naked. Let's go.
She probably needs a place to stay.
Yeah,
She lives in Malibu.
Yeah, she might need a place. I'll help her out. I got a hot tub. Hey, as we're looking at this in Michigan coming now, listen to this. At least 5 more restaurants in Seattle are now closing their doors just days after the city council's new minimum wage law mandating an hourly pay. So in their case, $20.76 an hour went into effect. They can't continue operating when the minimum wage is higher than the average Seattle. No matter where you are, what you're doing, the idea here is to scream with us on the count of 3 and get it out of your system. Think of the people out west. Think about any stress that you're going through. Think about news or your prices that you're paying, and let's get it out of our system.
Think of the 5-day work week we've pulled.
Yeah, this has been tough.
It has been tough. We're all feeling it today.
And everybody I talked to this week has been saying it's been tough. So let's get it out of our system together.
All
On
right.
the count of 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
That's all I got.
Vegas, PlayStation debuted a new technology that lets you smell its games. Nintendo tried the same thing, but they didn't think people wanted to smell two plumbers who work in the sewers. So.
According to a new report, New York is the second best city in the country for an active lifestyle, which is a really roundabout way of saying the trains are broken.
JCPenney is merging with Forever 21. And in 9 months, they're going to have a baby Gap.
I have a wife and a dog, and we just bought a house. We have a new house. It was built in the 20s, but it was flipped in 2014, which means it's haunted, but it has a lovely kitchen backsplash. Actually, we didn't buy a house. A bank bought a house, and I'm allowed to keep my shirts and pants there while I pay it off for 30 years. The woman from the bank came over, and she showed me my mortgage broken down month by month for 30 years. And she said, so for instance, this is what you'll pay in July of 2029. I burst out laughing. I was like, 2029? That's not a real year. By 2029, I'll be drinking moon juice with President Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I'm not going to be writing you a paper check.
One girl, she was so fat she got the scale. A card came out and said one at a time. You know? And this girl was no bargain either. She was fat. I thought when she wears high heels, she strikes oil. Okay, she's fat. She was fat. Remember how we met her hit her with my car? She simply wants to go around me. I told her I didn't think I had enough gas. This girl was fat and ugly. Ooh, was she ugly? How ugly? I took her to the beach. They asked me what I used for bait.
The Hal Holy Day. We'll be back again Monday, and then Tuesday go over to TikTok, and of course over the weekend watch the legal machinations that are going to unfold where that is concerned about the future of that app with us. Instagram on Thursday in the Hal Hole Saloon. So the entire week is now laid out for you, and you've got your plans set to go accordingly, right? Right. Like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. We want to make sure we remind you of that because we need to be able to replenish, I should say, the roster size that we are starting to lose because I'm saying things that people don't like. I guess because that's the only reason people would leave. Because it's sure as hell not saying things because you said something wrong. It's got to be me. So have yourself a great weekend. Make it pleasant, peaceful, productive. We're going to look at machinations as a word. I don't know, did we already pick one for today, or is this a bankable word? And if so, it's just going to get lost in the clouds, so don't even worry about it. We'll come back again on Monday morning here in the Hal Hole with your friends, the Hal Raisers, after you've had a wonderful weekend. All right.